Hello guys, today's project is to install the new slab on a slab or new door on the existing jamb. So basically this is our door, one panel single door. This is a basement door and this is installed on the jamb, which is this existing jamb. My plan is to replace this single planar door with this French door, and this French door slab has no keys, entries or holes or anything over there. So basically we are not only going to install it, but we are going to make a hole to install the handle, knobs and everything. So I'm going to use the existing hardware only what I have, but replacing the flat panel door with the French door, which has transparent glasses on it and looks pretty nice. And once installation is done, we are going to paint this door after the installation. So first thing first is basically we have to measure this existing door, and I've already measured that existing door. The width is 32 and the height is 84 inches, and which is just the rough height and width of the door. But to get the actual size and to make sure that this door and this door matches, first we are going to remove this door. And removing this door is pretty straightforward. Over here there are hinges, and hinges has this screw inserted in it. Not screw, it's just a kind of a nail. So what we are going to do is we are going to insert something over here and hammer this bolt from here. And good thing is that there are only two hinges on this door. One is at the bottom and one is at the top. So once these two hinges are removed, the door will come out, and then we'll lay down this door next to this door and identify that how much cuts are required on the new door and what is the bevel end of the door. And what that means is basically these edges, we have to figure it out which one is the bevel edge, and that bevel edge will go over here. So basically the bevel edge should match with on this side, right? So I will go over those things in detail, but let's first remove this existing door by removing those pins from here and at the bottom. So removing this pin is very simple. So take the screwdriver or any pointy thing and just hammer that pin and it will come out. And once it is done, this door is now ready to pull out from the existing jamb. So over there I'm not going to do that one because it was kind of tight. So I just removed the screws. So either way, whatever it is easy for you, you can use that approach. But now this door is just hanging and I can remove that very easily. And here you go. So I have removed that door from the existing jamb. So the first step is done. So I placed the new door near the existing jamb, and first we have to decide which side is going to be in the front, which side is going to be on the hinge side, and which side is going to which side is the tapper side, right? So if you look at this one, if I show you the edges, this particular side has fine edge. Let me show you like this. Yep. And whereas this particular side, the other side, this has a tapper side, tapper end, not too edgy, but it's tapper. Why? Because when this door closes, it has to go through the jamb very nicely, and that's the reason why you have to decide which side is going to be front and which side is going to be on the back side. So just for our understanding purpose, over here I'm going to have the hinge, sorry, not hinge, the door handle. So I'm just writing here door handle. I'm writing it on the protective paper, so anyway it is going to go away. And over here, since it is going to be like this, I'm going to have one hinge coming somewhere here, and the one hinge is going to come somewhere here. And I'm writing over here that this is the front side. Okay, so now if you look at this one, we have already identified which one is going to be our front side, where the hinges are going to come, and where the handle is going to come, right? Now we are going to remove this protective covering and match this door with the existing door to see that the existing door dimensions and this door dimensions are exactly same, or is any kind of adjustment is required on these on this new door. That is going to be the next step. Now to match this door with the new door, the existing door with the existing door, I'm just removing all the hardware. So this way I can just flush the new door with the new door on the old door and see that how much dimensions I have to cut or how much adjustment is required on the new door. So removing the hardware is pretty straightforward. Whatever the different type of hardware you have to just remove and make sure that you have everything is in place. So I'm just removing this hardware and then I will bring the new door and flush it with this existing door. See, I've removed the hardware from the existing door, and now I place that door on the resting on the wall and I'm going to now flush the new door next to this door to see that whether in from the dimension perspective both the doors are same. Just to keep consistency, I've written over here handle. Over there I've written the front, because on our new door also, on our new door we have wrote here front. This is for hinge and this one is for handle. Now I know that as soon as I remove this protective covering, this marking is going to go away. So I'm going to just write in light handwriting over here, just handle. Okay, then I'll remove this one also and I'll say here front. Okay, and over here there is a hinge, so I'll just say somewhere here there is a hinge, that is the top hinge, and there is a bottom hinge over there. So let me remove that also. Let me raise this so that I can show you nicely. So front, and this is top hinge, and over here hinge bottom. Okay, now let's remove this entire protective covering. Remove this protective covering and this protective corners. After removing this one, I'm going to place this door on the floor next to the original door. To see that both the doors are same or not. So Let me show you in closer. When I flush these two doors, let's do it from this side, from the top. When I flush these two doors over here, they are pretty much of the same width, so not much work is involved on my side. But if I show you at the bottom, there may be some slight cut may required. And then on top of that, this particular portion, it is, if I mark it, it is like this, right? So this is the portion which I have to clear it out. But I have a plan for this one. I'm not planning to cut this entire thing, and just cut the bottom, and see that with the existing dimension whether I am able to fit this new slab onto the jamb. So first part I'm going to do is basically just put the hinges on this one, and then you put the slab over there on the existing jamb to see that what exactly I need to cut. So this is the other side of the slab and the old door where the hinges were there. So I'm using the T-square to mark the line on the new slab. So it's like this, and the same thing I'm going to do it over here. And I know that with this marking, my hinge portion which I have to cut on the new slab is somewhere over here, and I will mark it nicely. Let me mark this on the same thing on the other hinge. So this is just the guideline, and this is the second one. Okay, so now we know that our hinge is going to be somewhere here, just like this, and we have to cut some portion of this one from here. So let me show you how it works. So I know that this particular area or this hinge is the top hinge, which was earlier it was like this, and here it was matching up with this portion, and here it is here. So it means that if I translate this on the new slab, it is going to be like this, right? And now what you have to do is you have to just mark this or trace the line against that hinge. So this is, so it means we have to cut this part or remove the wood from the slab of this size, not too thick, just good enough to flush this hinge with the door the way it was earlier. Okay, and the same thing we are going to do it on the bottom hinge also. So let's put this over here, and as per this is the mark, this is the mark, and now translate this dimensions on the new slab. And so this is what we have to remove. So for this I'm going to use chisel to remove this one. I will show you how exactly we can remove small amount of wood to look like this one, and then we'll put this on the jamb to see that what type of cuts are required over there. Initially I'm just going to use this box cutter knife with the new blade installed on it, to draw the line or on this marked lines, and make sure that it has some impressions over here, and then remove this. It will help me removing this wood material from this area. So couple of times I have to do the same thing. Just remember that since it's a new blade, it may slip and it may hurt you, so just be careful with that one. So this is how I'm doing it, and the same thing here. I'll do it this couple of times and then use the chisel to remove the unwanted wood from this area. So as you see that it is already have some kind of a depth over here. It just now removing like this. So after marking this using the box cutter knife, I'm just using the regular flathead screwdriver and just tapping on that marking, not much but just little bit, to make the hole over there, so that when I remove the stock from this wood, it comes out very nicely. And the same thing I'm going to do it for the other side also. And the plan is, once this is done, I'll just start hammering like this to remove this one. And this can be done either using the chisel or using any flathead screwdriver. So as you see that it is coming. So this is the only part which is going to take time, removing this entire part. But you got an idea how exactly you can do it if you don't have the chisel. As you see, I have already removed some stock from this area. It is not finished yet, but I'm using the chisel to remove a little bit of stock at a time, like this. Not too much, whatever is required, you should just remove that one. By doing this way, it is allowing me to keep the control the stock which I am removing from this one. And as you see, it is giving me the grip that how much stock is coming out. So I am going to use the same approach for this entire one, but let me show you the one which I just removed, and then you can just finish this one at later time. Take your time while removing this one, removing this wood, and make sure that you are only removing the wood which is required based on whatever the original one, like this much. So I'm going to finish this part and then I'll show you how exactly it looks. But and I removed the stock from this bottom hinge area. It is not smoothened out yet, but I don't think it is required, because if I take the hinge and if I place over here, you see that it is nicely flushing with the entire surface, which is the best part. So it's kind of a we are done. And as you see that originally when we marked this line and this line, both of these lines are matching. So basically it's kind of done, and we can just put the screws over here, and one hinge is ready. And now we have to repeat the same process for the second hinge that is over here, similar to this one. So let me remove the stock from this area also, and then we'll try to dry fit this door in the existing jamb. And as you see, this hinge is very nicely flashed on this one, and this is kind of done. So I am done with hinges. So this is the bottom hinge and this is the top hinge, very nicely flushed on the surface of the new slab. And now I have flushed the new slab on the new existing door. I'm going to trace out the location where I have to have the keychain or handle hole has to be made. That is over here. And once that mark is done, I'm going to dry fit the new slab on the existing jamb to see that how much cuts are required on each side. Most probably based on my initial dimensions or initial measurements, I don't need as such much cutting on any side except the bottom of the new slab. But I'll try to see that whether even if that also can be avoided or not. But we are in pretty good shape right now. So let's go to the new jamb. Let's take this new slab to the new existing jamb and try to dry fit using these pins and see that how it looks. So I've done the dry fit of the door, and the top hinge pin is fully inserted into the hinge. And let me show you the bottom hinge. So this one also I'm going to adjust and let it go, but I know that it is just minor adjustment. Important thing is, during this dry fit, what I observed is that there is enough space on the top, so no cutting is required at the top. There is enough space at the bottom, so no cutting is at the required on the slab at the bottom. But over here there is a tight fit, so definitely unless and until I remove some stock from here, it is not going to work. Two choices: either remove the stock from this area to make this space, or just remove the stock from the door itself. So I've decided to remove the wood stock from this area. And I see that, as you see here, as such there is everywhere there is a clearance is there, except this portion. So I'm just going to use the tool to remove the slight, like 1 mm or 2 mm stuff from this area, and then this door will go smoothly. This door will smoothly fit into the door jamb. For removing this wood stock from the door frame, I'm going to use the tool. Let me show you the tool. This is the Stanley tool, which has a blade over here and sharp spikes on this one. So basically you just hold like this and move back and forth to remove the stock. So as you see, it is coming out, and simultaneously also check that whether it fits into the door jamb or not. So I removed the stock from this side, which was kind of getting jammed into the jamb. So after that, door is now nicely getting fit into the jamb, so no issues with that. So it's kind of halfway we are done. Now next step is basically installing the handle. And if you remember, originally when we started with this project, we placed the original door and the new door next to each other and marked this circle over here to make the hole so that we can install the handle. And if I show you from this side, it is lining up with the original notch. So basically now I'm going to use the drill bit over here and then make the hole, and then we'll try to install the door. I have one kit to make the hole over here, so which is meant for the door or a slab without the hole in it. So I'm going to show you that, and then we'll make the hole using that kit. Okay, this is the tool which I've ordered from Amazon, which I was referring earlier. Basically, this is a 3 easy step for quick easy door lock installation, and this is useful for the slab which doesn't have the hole in it, where you usually install the handle or lock. So this is our old door, and as you see, that old door has a hole over here and then hole over here on the side. The way this tool works is that there is a template over in this tool. This particular piece works as a template. So you have to place this on the door, and wherever you have to make the hole, let's assume that this is solid and there is no hole, right? And you have to make the hole over here. So you have to place this tool like this, then screw 2 holes over here, and once those holes are screwed, this will not move anywhere, this will not go anywhere. Once that is done, take this hole saw, which comes with this tool, and this piece, basically you take out this one, insert this into this, and tight this piece, and now this becomes a tool bit. So now you will use this in your drill bit as a drill bit and make the hole like this. I will show you on the new door, but the whole idea is that this should not move, the door should be steady, and to make this particular part steady, once you identify the location where you have to make this hole, you have to put 2 screws over here. over here and over here, so this way it won't move. It's not that confusing. I will show you once on the new door. Once this hole is done, then the same tool comes with this small piece, which will be useful for making the hole over here like this, and then we will have the similar holes over here and over here on the new slab door. Then the only portion which is remaining is that cutting this piece for the plate. Now remember, this is our new door, and when earlier we marked the circle over here based on the measurements of the existing door or the original door. So what I'm going to do is, as I mentioned earlier, I'm just going to place this tool over here and going to match this circle over here. So as you see, it is matched. Now once this is done, it means that I have to make the hole over here similar to what it was there earlier on the original door. Now just to keep this tight and not very tight on this new slab, I'm going to use this existing screws and just screws this on this side, right, so that it won't move here and there. So I've installed this template over here using these two screws. Now it is not moving anywhere, and if I show you, the circle now matches with whatever we had earlier. Since this is a plastic body, it moves here and there, so you have to just be careful. And now I'm going to use the drill bit to make a hole over here. So this drill bit has this hole saw has some projection, so you can mark that center over there and just press something and make sure that it is not going to move anywhere. So now I know where to do it. Now I'm using the machine. I'm just going to go gradually and make a hole on this slab. Tool. So the tool has been installed on this Ryobi drilling bit machine, and as you see, it is matching here. So I'm just going to hold this one and go gradually without any pressure to make the hole in this slab. And as you see, now it started making the hole over there. So I have to go very gradually, but this is loose, so I'm just going to tighten this one. And once this is done, this slab will have the hole for the key. So yeah, and it is making the hole very nicely. So just take your time and let it go like that. Yeah, I'm almost there. If you see, I'll just vacuum this one and then do one more round, and it should pass through the entire slab. Right. And as you see, this entire slab came out, and we have very nice hole over here, which I'll show you once I remove this part. And the second part is now going to be the horizontal hole bypassing from here to there, and then we are kind of almost done. So now the horizontal hole in the door slab. So just to keep this this entire assembly tight, I'm using this easy hold to make it keep it tight, and going to just make the hole from here. So this is the critical part, so I'll go very slowly on this one, and keep your drill bit straight. And I hope we have the success. Yes, very nice done hole over here. And let me remove this clamp and see how it looks. And good. So we are ready to now install the lock. Now this is the part of the lock or a door handle which goes like this on the old door. So I have to, since we have already made the hole, the horizontal and the vertical, I have to now cut this piece over here, not on this door but on the new door, so that we could place this entire part like this, and it flushes with the door. So let me show you this on the new door, how it is going to go. Hole which I have drilled on this slab, and as you see, currently this area is flat, and this assembly is going to go like this, or this part of the door is going to go like this. So what I've done is I've just placed this over here and marked the door, marked around it. Now our next step is going to be remove the stock of wood from this place, so that the part which I was showing earlier, that flushes with this one. So we are going to use the same approach what we have used earlier while installing the hinges. So basically just hammer this over here using the flathead screwdriver, and then using the chisel just remove the little bit of stock. Even though I forwarded this entire process, but take your time and make sure that you have the lines and the depth has been hammered on this one. And now I'm going to take the chisel to just remove little bit of stock which is required for me to place that part. And now we are going to use the same chisel. Good thing about the chisel which I have is basically it just matches with this cut size. So I'm just going to hammer few times over here and then just remove the stock. So first, exactly the same process what we have used earlier, and just go slowly. And let's see if we have enough. Yeah, enough markings are there. So now I'm going to just hammer it from here and it is going to remove that stock. As you see, very nicely it is coming out. And then the same thing for this one from the upper side. So okay, and now if I take the part which we are planning to place, that will tell us that how much hammering is still required. So you know it is not flushing nicely with this one, so still we have to remove some stock. So it is basically depends on the type of part which you have. So this particular part has a little bit of width, so it still need some more stock should be removed from this one. So let me do that and then I will show you the actual cut piece and how it nicely fits into the or flushes with the door side. So I removed the stock from this side and it is good enough to just place this part of the handle lock over here, and as you see it now flushes with the door. I have to place the screws over here and it nicely tucks into the door jamb. So now let's try dry run the lock. So this is our earlier handle. It is pretty straightforward. This side goes inside and before that let me take out this one, place this part over here, then handle comes from the other side to this side like this, and then this part of the handle I'm going to keep this child safety lock as it is, so it just goes here and then you have to just place the screws. So 2 screws over here and 2 screws on this side which goes over here. So once that is done, then we are done with the installation. So then the last part is going to be the painting the door. So let me first screw up this one, and then as I am about to when I'm about to finish this lock installation, I will show you how exactly it has been installed. And I'm just tightening the screws to hold the other side of the handle with this handle with this side, and Once this is done, we are going to dry test this out. Again, I have to remove this one before painting the door, but this will tell us that everything looks good, and we were able to open the door and close the door from each side. So let's few more. Okay, now it is tight. I'm just using the existing hardware, and now, yep, so we are good. So the installation is kind of done. You can open and you can close and open the door from the other side also. Today we completed this door entirely, and we know that now this handle or the door knob is also working fine, no issues. Of course, I'm going to remove now this again one more time, and now the last step of this entire project is basically painting this door and the door jamb, so that it matches up with the other entire decor of the house. So I've already added the painter's tape over here all around, and we're just going to paint this out on this jamb as well as on the door. Intentionally I didn't put the painter's tape over here on the glasses, and the reason is this: when this slab comes or supplied by the Lowe's, it has a plastic on it, right? So there is no need to put the painter's tape over. So just go and paint this out, and once the paint dries out and everything is done, just peel off that plastic from this glasses from the both the sides and reinstall the hardware, and then we are kind of done completely. So let me remove this hardware, and I'll show you painting. As such, nothing much is there in the painting, but I will just fast forward the video of the painting, and you'll see that how it looks. And as you see, I started painting this door slab as well as the door jamb, and it started looking nice. Nothing much in the painting part, so that's why I'm not covering too much in the painting. Just this is just the first pass which I'm doing on the door, and it will look nice once we are done with the second part. So the painting is done, and now I'm going to the last stage is last step is peeling out this protective covering which is on these glasses. So basically it is kind of flushed with the glass, and it is on both the sides. So like now if you see over here, it is the transparency is very less, but if you see over in this glass, the transparency is good. In spite, I have not yet removed the protective covering from the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pocket knife and just trace out one line over here, just to remove the protective covering very nicely like this, and hopefully that should help me out removing this one. And as you see, it is coming out very nicely. Of course, I have to clean the glasses once it is done, and remove the unwanted this paint on the edges, just to make sure that it is neat and it looks neat and tidy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing. So if you look at this one, this also has this protective covering. So what I'm going to do is same thing, just each little bit on both the sides, and hopefully that should do the trick, and I should be able to remove the protective covering from this one also. It's kind of tricky. Once you start peeling out, it is very easy, but till that point you have to just make sure that okay, and here you go, it is coming out nicely. And whatever it didn't come out, you can just remove. So whatever you see over here, that is from the back side. And this really, I like this part because this helped me with the painting job. And let me remove it from the other side and show you how it works. So the same window, so I'm going to do the same thing over here. And hopefully it should come out. Yes, it is. And you see, whatever the additional paint which was there while painting, that also is of no problem. It's coming out very nicely. And this is the glass with now protective covering removed from both the sides, and you see that it is crystal clear now. So once I'm done with all the glasses, I'll show you how exactly the door looks. And here it is. The painting is done. I peel off the cover, protective covering, and it's all done. It looks nice. Let me show you in close up. And one single day project, and it looks pretty nice. Thanks for watching.